The image of her kneeling on the cold marble floor, crying into her hands, is a memory I carry not with guilt, but with a quiet sense of completion. There was no anger left in that moment, only the frozen emptiness of something that had already died. It began 6 months earlier, on a Tuesday that felt no different from any other. At the time, I was a man who believed deeply in the value of promises. I lived for the small rhythms of our shared life, the coffee at dawn, the quiet conversations, the whispered plans for a future we were building together, brick by brick. Then I saw the notification on her phone, just one sentence, no context, yet it carried the full weight of betrayal. It wasn't simply a lapse in judgment. It was proof of a hidden world she had built behind my back. My heart didn't break at that moment. It hardened. It transformed into something dense, sharp, and unfamiliar, a weapon I never knew I possessed. I didn't yell. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I placed the phone back on the nightstand and watched her sleep, amazed by how a face I knew so well could suddenly feel like the mask of a stranger. What followed was the careful construction of silence. For weeks I played the role of the devoted husband. I kissed her forehead before leaving for work. I listened to stories about her day. All the while, I was documenting the collapse of our marriage. I hired a private investigator, a man who specialized in uncovering secrets hidden in the shadows. I watched high-definition footage of her entering hotels with a man I had once considered a brother. I saw their laughter, their intimacy, their effortless disregard for the life we had built together. Each image felt like another drop of acid slowly dissolving what remained of my affection. I moved our assets with the precision of a surgeon. I redirected dividends. I separated joint holdings into individual trusts. I made certain the legal foundation of our life was dismantled long before she ever realized there was danger. I met with my attorney in sterile offices, signing documents that felt like death certificates for the lifestyle she took for granted. I was meticulous. I was invisible. I was a ghost living inside my own home, waiting patiently for the perfect moment to appear. Every interaction became a calculated performance designed to keep her comfortable while I quietly built the walls of her cage. I bought her flowers to disguise the scent of the coming disaster. I laughed at her jokes while calculating the cost of the reality that awaited her. Then, the evening of the final confrontation arrived. I prepared an elaborate meal, the kind she always loved. The wine was a vintage we had been saving for an anniversary that would never come. We sat across from one another, candlelight flickering between us. The warmth reflected in her eyes was entirely one-sided. Halfway through dinner, I reached into my jacket and removed an envelope. It wasn't thick, but it carried the weight of a gravestone. I slid it across the table with a steady hand. Her confusion lasted only a moment. As she pulled out the photographs and reviewed the GPS logs, the color drained from her face until she resembled a marble statue carved from grief. She tried to speak. Her words emerged as a broken mixture of apologies, excuses, and desperation. I watched with the detached curiosity of a scientist observing a reaction unfold exactly as expected. There was no anger left inside me, only a deep, hollow stillness. "It's finished," I said. My voice remained calm and steady. I informed her that the house was no longer hers, that the accounts had been locked, that a locksmith would arrive the following morning. I told her I had already sent a digital package to her lover's employer and his wife. The destruction was complete, methodical, systematic. I watched the realization settle over her as she understood that her entire world had been dismantled while she was busy destroying mine. The fallout came slowly, like a building collapsing in stages. Her lover lost both his job and his family within 48 hours. She moved into a small apartment on the edge of the city, where the walls were thin and the air seemed saturated with disappointment. She called me, of course. She begged for some trace of the man I used to be. But that man had died the night I looked at her phone, and when she pleaded, I felt nothing at all.